All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? How you doing? Listen, thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, and coming on back. I do appreciate you. Hey, I'm available wherever you get your podcast from. Podbean, Spotify, Apple, iTunes. Doesn't matter. I don't know why I keep saying Podbean. I was on there about 7 years ago and I've never been on since. So, but anyway, a bit of plug for Podbean. Anchor, of course, where I house the podcast. Give it a check out. YouTube, thumbs up, thumbs down. Whatever you want to do, check out my other podcast with my good buddy Corey Brooks, the Manxiety Show. Also available wherever you get your podcast from. But I do appreciate you tuning in. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it has been brought to my attention by people that this podcast looks like I am held hostage by Al Qaeda. I'm about to read a statement to say I am fine. I'm getting all the food and nourishment that I need. They are treating me well. So, now that we got that out the way, why don't you come see me live? Hey, come on, come see me live. I am available and February I got one more gig. The 25th, I am back at the comic strip, 2 shows. I was there last night. Oh my God. 2 electric shows. If you're at that show, you know what I was talking about. You missed out on it. If you weren't there, you missed out on it. It was electric. Both shows. March, I'm all over the gaff. Austin, Texas, March 1st, Creek in the Cave. Tickets on sale now. One night only. From there, 6th to 7th, back to Long Island. The Argyle Theatre here on Long Island. Come see me there. 2 shows on the 6th and the 7th. The 15th, I am in Zanies in Chicago with my good buddy Sean Finnerty. And then from the 15th, I'm heading over to Madcap Comedy Club. I'm down in New Smyrna Beach in Florida on the 17th, 18th with my good buddy Dan Barry. And then from there, we're heading over to Nashville. I got my good buddies Dan Barry, Sean Finnerty in Nashville, Tennessee at Zanies. Tickets on sale at all of those clubs. And then from there, where am I going from there? I don't know. Where am I going from there? 24th, 25th, Mohegan Sun in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Tickets are on sale for those 2 shows. And then on the 26th, back to Florida, Orlando Improv. Me and Sean Finnerty. It's our birthday weekend. We're both going to be celebrating our birthdays at the same time. Come on down. Tickets are available. Now that we get all that shit out the way, how are you doing? What I want to talk about this week. All right, so it's just I don't want to be late to the game on this one, right? This is one of the problems of having a podcast at the end of the week. It's also good, right? Because I get a chance to assess any changes in the story or any developments in a story, so I don't just come out the gate and talk about, hey, wasn't this funny how this guy said this and then it turns out it was a joke, and now my podcast out and I look like a right idiot. But we want to talk about what happened in Ohio, right? The train crash, the train derailment in East Palestine, carrying a bunch of chemicals, a whole mess load of chemicals. Horrible event, right? They're calling it the next Chernobyl. It's just they're saying it's actually worse than Chernobyl, right? We can't give the Russians anything, can we? We don't want to give them any credit for anything. How is your disaster? Chernobyl? Well, we have a better one in East Palestine. In Ohio, we have a bigger event than you. So fuck you, Russia. Horrible event. It was carrying vinyl chloride, which is extremely toxic, and it's leaking into the ground. There's 1 million pounds of it. I'm acting like I know I'm reading off my notes because I came prepared, like a real journalist should. Millions of pounds is just leaking into the ground. And what was the best solution, they thought? What should we do to clean up this? I know. Yeah, go ahead. You at the back. Is it chemicals? It is chemicals. Is it toxic? Highly toxic. Highly toxic. What if we burned it? All right, that's the best answer we have. That is the best answer we have. We should definitely burn all of this shit now. Let it go into the sky and just form acid rain so it will just fucking wipe out for 10-mile radius all the livestock. Fish dying in rivers, fucking cattle dropping dead, chickens dropping dead, dogs and cats, people with runny eyes, right? Fucking awful mess over there. Awful mess over there. Right? What's one of the solutions? We need to get someone to clean it up. Okay, let's get someone in there. Who's going to clean up? Norfolk Southern. Okay, that sounds like a good company. Who are they? Oh, they're the ones that caused the crash. Oh, it's their fault? Yeah, and who's going to clean up? Well, we might as well give it to them. It was their mess, they should clean up. Yeah, let's do we pay them for that too? Of course we do. Can't let them work for free. So why don't we fucking pay the exact same people that fucking wrecked the thing? Good idea, that. Did your kid ever knock over shit? Did your kid ever, like, just knock over something, just spill fucking... Because there's certain things, like, if the kid knocks over the Lego, pick up your Lego, mate. Well, there's Lego all over the place. I want to walk on that. It'll kill me. Hurt me foot that will. Right? But when your kid just knocks over something like juice on the floor or fucking mac and cheese, just get out of my way. I'll do it myself, because you know they're not going to do the job. That's what it is. We're giving it right back to the same fucking Egypts who fucking caused the thing. What do we do, right? The news wasn't covering it. It kind of had to. It was kind of forced now towards the end of the week, but the news weren't even mentioning it. It was 4 days before it was in mainstream media. Can you imagine? They weren't talking about it at all. Not a mention of it at all, right? What were the White House talking about? The White House, like, what happened? Chemical spill. Just as bad as Chernobyl, you say. Yeah. Have you seen aliens? Sorry, what? Yeah, there's aliens, spaceships coming down. Yeah, so you don't need to be thinking about that chemical spill over there in Ohio. We got there's not aliens. I don't believe in it. Yeah, they're there. Don't worry about the chemicals. That'll be fine. We have shiny aliens. We're shooting them down. This is what the fucking... Why are we doing this? Why, in any country, no matter where you're listening from, why do we let these fucking people in charge? Why do we let them just get away? There's no consequences for this, right? There isn't. We can all call bullshit. We can all fucking say what they're doing is out of their fucking... But why can't... I'm cursing a lot. I really am sorry. I do apologise. I'll try to dial it back a bit. But why are we letting these people... Can you imagine any other... If this was an episode of South Park, which I'm sure it will be, right? You would laugh. There's a chemical spill. How are we going to distract them? I don't know. We'll talk about the aliens. You fucking what now? Yeah, we'll talk about aliens. You would go, that's a silly idea for a cartoon even. But it's really happening. The White House, the Pentagon, instead of addressing it, when asked questions about it, to go, have you seen the aliens? Let that sink in. That's not a joke. That is what our government is now telling us to focus our attention on. That's what they're distracting us on. I read something the other day too. I don't know how accurate it is, but it sounds kind of accurate that the Epstein Island list, that's about to come out any minute. Oh, look at this list here. It says we got some fairly big officials on this list here. What do you think about that, Mr. White House? More aliens, more E.T., Mac and Me. Remember that one? 4th of July. The not the actual holiday, but the movie. Right? They're all coming. They're all coming. Yeah, but it also says you have the Secretary of Defense on here is also on this list. Yeah, just more spaceships. They might beam you up. Anal probes. You like anal probes? That's all coming your way. Here's what the president, right? Again, look, you can say what you want. Oh, Mick, you're a Trumper. I'm not. I'm an anybody elser. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not a Trump. They think the opposite. They go black and white, left and right, up and down, north and south. They think everything has an opposite. Some things do. The opposite to Biden isn't Trump. The opposite to Biden is fucking anything, is anybody. So I'm an anybodyer. Whatever that means, right? I'm not a Trumper. I'm an anybody. I'll take anybody at this stage. Anybody, anyone at all. Does anybody want to do the fucking job? Just give it to them. Just give it. You know, they go like, oh, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. I'd rather have the devil I don't. Because this guy, here's what he tweeted out. With all this crisis going on, right? With aliens attacking us, apparently. The aliens are coming in. China coming over a balloon. Inflation is at its fucking all-time highest. The fucking derailment in the chemicals. And the fucking country is falling apart, right? Here's what he tweets out. 5 hours before this podcast, by the way. 5 hours before this podcast. Sunday. It's Sunday now at, what time is it? 3:26. 3:29. I always get those two mixed up. Here's what he tweeted. Check it if you don't believe me. Fact check me. I like getting fact checked. We're working to ban surprise. Let me start it again because I want to give it. I don't want to sound like him because I'm fumbling it now like an idiot. I don't want to sound like him. But we're working to ban surprise resort fees that hotels track on tack on to your bill. Let me start it again. We're working to ban surprise resort fees that hotels tack on to your bill. These fees can cost up to $90. It's just not right. Got the best man on the job for that, don't we now? I'm glad. Honey, where are we going? Pack your bags. We're going to Sandals. Why are we going to Sandals? We don't like that place. Remember, you go in there. They just add on those fees, those horrible fees. I can't go on those vacations and stuff my fat fucking face and be a fucking obese person in flip flops. I can't go on that vacation. We can now. The big man upstairs. You mean God? Next to. He's decided to go after the hotels and stop paying those $90 fees. Oh, that's good. He must have so much free time on his hands. So is the price of groceries coming down now so we can afford good food instead of the shitty processed stuff? No, that's the same. What about the gas? Do I need the gas to get to work now because that's cheaper? No. That hasn't moved either. But when we go to Sandals Resort, we won't have to pay the $90 fee. Oh, that's good. Maybe all those people, because I guess he fixed the problem now in Ohio, so those people can kind of come on vacation with us. No, that's still going, still burning. Still a mess over there. What are we doing? Where are the consequences? Where's the turning point, lads? For any of your countries, Ireland is in the fucking toilet right now. What they're doing over there. Where's the pushback? When do we just go no? When do we fucking? I gotta choose my words here because I get shut down. Because they'll do that, right? They'll fucking do that on these platforms. When's like the French Revolution? You know? When do we all get to have that laugh and smell like cheese? When do we get to do that? When's our revolution? I'm not saying go out and revolt, but when do we stand up? I did a gig. I was going to talk about it last week. I wasn't wanting to talk about it because I kind of don't really talk about some of the stuff I do. But I did this thing for a private gig for a company. They pay you. Sometimes they want comic relief because they're stressful. Maybe they had a bad sales year and they want to bring in a comic. So they pay me a lot of money to do this gig. So I go into this gig, and it blew my mind. Last week I ran out of time because I was talking about the Super Bowl. I ran out of time. Here's what happened. I go to this gig, and I'm about to go up. I was supposed to do half an hour for these people, and I can't mention the name of the company, and I can't mention what they do. But what they did do was... Sorry. What they did do was they gave this speech before I went up. And they were talking about, now remember, this seems like an old topic because I was meant to talk about it last week, which meant it was kind of relevant last week. In this meeting, I sat in the back of the room and there was 1,000 people there. No, just 800 to 1,000. We'll round up to sound more popular. And we're talking about the shooting of where the 5 police officers killed that one gentleman, the black guy. They killed the black guy. It was 5 black police officers killed 1 black civilian. And I wrote the name down last week, but I never got to it. So forgive me for not being prepared and remembering the gentleman's name. I don't mean that as any form of disrespect, but. So I sat in the back of the room while they were having this discussion and slides and all that stuff, right? 1,000 people. And I'm trying to find the right words to kind of get this across. But this is exactly what I was listening to. And this is where we're fucked. They sat back and they didn't go, hey, this was great. Like this isn't this terrible what happened. That the problem is the police force, right? It wasn't that. And I'm very pro-cop, by the way. The problem wasn't the police force and how they handle it. This is a police problem. The problem was the reason why those black cops, those black police officers killed that black civilian was because of white people. So we got blamed, and I sit in the back of the room, and the room is white, predominantly white, by the way, like just guilt-ridden people, all the ones, all the color, like all the color of the hairs, the ones, the lumpy women, the big lumpy women, the unwashed males. With the hair. It was a big company, by the way. I signed what's that thing that if you fuck Leonardo DiCaprio, you have to sign one. It's NDNA or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. So I had to sign one of those. I can't mention the name of the company. And I go in and I'm watching. So the reason why those 5 black police officers killed that black man was because of systemic oppression. What they were saying was, and if they were giving examples, if you don't understand what systemic oppression is, now I'm not saying that that doesn't exist in the world today, right? I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but the reason why, because they did that was because they were oppressed, and they figured that that's how they keep white people happy, is if they had done what white police officers would have done. That's why they did it. Okay? Now, so everyone was like applauding. Yeah, that's right. That sounds about right. It's the white people's fault that the black people killed the black person. It's the white people's fault. Right? Fine. I sat there going, all right. Okay, I can't talk about that when I go up. And then came the point where they were like answering their own. They were whatever pushback a normal person would have. They were asking the normal question, but coming back with their logic. They're saying stuff like, "Well, what?" And they're all wondering why was there no protests in the street? Why was there no protests in the street? Why were there no riots? Why was there no cars flipped over? Why was there no stores raided, like there was when George Floyd was murdered? And the reason why they said it was, well, nobody watched that video because it was too hard to watch, and that's why they didn't protest. Okay, so that's why the video is so bad that we didn't know it existed then. So it wasn't worth fighting for. It wasn't worth going out and protesting that police officers had done this to a civilian because we didn't watch the video. We don't want to watch the video. So that was it. I mean, everyone was talking about it, but just because you didn't watch the video, it wasn't warranted any kind of protest. Okay, that's all right. Fine. So then they go on. I'm sitting there in the back of the room waiting for, and now some funny, right? And I'm sitting there, and then what they came up was, first thing to go, like, when a police officer does something like this, right? Our police officers does something like this, they go, why did it take him a month to get fired? Why did you have to do an investigation before you fired him? Why was he still allowed to collect a paycheck for a month, 2 months, 3 months before you fired him? Because we have to do investigations to find out what really happened. We have to review cameras. We have to get a committee in. We have to do all of that stuff. We don't just fire somebody based because you're angry, right? We have to do an investigation. And then so the argument was well, so they fired these guys right away, right? So right away, if police officers are on camera beating this guy horribly, and it is a horrible video, and if you haven't seen it, don't watch it, right? You do yourself a favor, don't watch it. But it's a horrible video, what they did to this gentleman. And so they fired the police officer immediately. And then this group of people stood up and they went, they only fired those cops so quickly because they were black. So hang on. So now in your story, the victims of this crime are now the 5 cops who murdered the kid. So now these 5 police officers, they're the victims of racism because they murdered a black person. And I'm sitting there going, when does it change? When does fucking logic kick in? And it's not about black and white. It's not about that. Because it was a predominantly white fucking meeting. When does the sanity... Like, these are the type of people that would not survive the purge. Right? Someone said to me, we need a purge. I don't want a purge. Trust me, I am on the top of so many people's lists. I really am. I would... Oh my God, if you look at the comments I get on Facebook over jokes that are not even edgy, that are not even risque, they're not even fucking, they're just dumb jokes I post online. And if you're following me now, you know what the types of jokes I do. And I'd be on the top of everyone's list based on Facebook. People be coming after me, like, you know, fucking ex-girlfriends would be coming after me. Like, it's really ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, because they're probably telling the story about how great I was in bed. I don't need that hassle. People be coming at me. But these people would not survive the fucking purge. Either would I. I'd be gone. I don't know where I would hide. I'd be on a list. I'd be definitely top of the list. I just don't get where these people, how they're going to survive in the real world. What makes that person think that logically about like that? Right? They're the same people that put this fucking idiot in his chair. That's fucking who, again, and I was never, I had nothing against him. If you know me well enough, right? All my like, I'm a good person. Like, I just have opinions. I'm a good fucking person. I'm kind to people. I really am. I'm kind, I'm nice, I'm helpful, I'm friendly. Come up, talk to me anytime after a show. I'm a barrel of laughs. But you're basing things on my jokes and that kind of, but I have opinions. Everyone should have opinion. And the difference is maybe I voice my opinion and you don't. Now, maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's why people want to come looking for me. But so I'm not political is the point I'm trying to make. I didn't mean that rant there. But I'm not fucking, I don't trust politicians. Any of them. Any of them. I mean it. Pick one. Name a fucking politician. I don't trust them. You can fucking, wasn't Obama great? I don't fucking trust him. What about Bill Clinton? Don't trust any of the Bush. I don't trust these fucking politicians. We see it now. So when you put this fucking clown, and bless him, he's 110 years old, right? It's like Mr. Burns. But Mr. Burns' mind works fucking better. From The Simpsons, by the way. Mr. Burns, his mind is sharp. Right? To sit there and allow this type of shit, to give up, to not fucking address what just happened in your country, to allow your staff to get on national television and address the fact that millions of animals are fucking dying by the second. Every fucking second I'm talking, animals are dying. What's that old U2 joke? What was that old joke where do you remember that one? You know what I'm talking about? Where Bono was on stage and Bono comes up and he goes, every time I clap, a child in Africa is dying of starvation. And someone yells, well, stop fucking clapping. Great joke. So that every second I'm speaking, there's an animal dying out in fucking Ohio, moving into Pennsylvania. And he's fucking selling aliens. That's the best you could come up with. You couldn't even bring back make a new sandwich at Burger King. That's the best you have. And I don't blame the people that put him there. I don't. I really don't, because I know why you did it. I know why. I didn't vote, by the way, so I'm not saying I put the other guy in there. I'm not saying I didn't vote. I don't believe in voting. It doesn't fucking help. Do you understand that? My opinion is it doesn't matter. But I know why you put him there, and I get it. I'm not mad at you for doing that, but I am fucking frustrated at the fact that people are still defending him. People are still accepting fucking aliens as the fucking answer to our problems. Are we that gone? Are we that lost that we could just go, yeah, let's ignore World War III on the cusp. Let's ignore the fact that people can't afford to feed their families anymore. Let's ignore the fact that you're taking billions of dollars and giving it all away to another country that's turning into its own fucking utopia that allows fucking surveillance, allows... look it up yourself. I'm not a propagandist. Look it up yourself. A country that allows all our money. Now we're paying their pensions. We want to make sure they have a retirement plan. We don't want to just give them hospitals, food, healthcare, all about that. Help them out. Help them out. Right? We had a hospital here for children. They blew it up. Give them a new hospital. I'm all right with that. But now we're giving them retirement plans. Gold watches, essentially, is what we're giving them. But the fact that we allow that still, and we still defend that shit in this day and age, it needs to fucking change. It needs to change. I'm sorry this episode wasn't really funny. I just these are things that are on my mind. That's the whole purpose of the show. I was going to do a thing about sexual fetishes. I just ran out of time again. I got caught up. But anyway, listen, I am going to Ohio in a few months. I mean, not if you don't clean that shit up, lads. I'm not coming. I'll be honest with you, I ain't coming. I want to bring I don't want to bring an umbrella because the acid rain will melt right through it. I don't want to go there. I don't want to eat at a restaurant in Ohio. I'm not doing it. I'm kidding. Of course I'm coming. I'm coming back to Ohio around September. I'll be there. I can't wait because I love Ohio. I love going to the gigs. The Funny Bone up there. It's fucking great, man. And I'll be back in Ohio. And I wish all the people in Ohio, people who are fans of the show, fans of the comedy, I wish you well. I hope you're all safe, you and your family. I really, really do. I wish you a speedy recovery, and I hope things work out for you. And I hope this blows over, literally blows over. Maybe the Jersey, right? Fuck Jersey. Wipe that place out. That'd be great. Come on, blow that cloud down to Jersey. Get rid of half of those fucking Jersey Shore idiots. We'll leave that for another day. Anyway, thanks for liking, listening, subscribing, and sharing ads. I do appreciate it. You're great. You really are. Listen, as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.